You started something in Cleveland last year that I think is becoming a great success. It's called Sober St. Patrick's Day. But would you explain to our listeners what exactly it is?
Well, it's a new party, a new way, and it's really, getting back to the roots of St. Patrick's Day, which St. Patrick's Day started, of course, in Ireland as a religious observation. When it came to the United States, the parades in Boston and New York were assertions of Irish political unity in the face of discrimination that was faced. It was a political empowerment demonstration. And then somehow the liquor companies got a hold of it and hijacked it and got this message out that it was all about getting drunk.
You mean St. Patrick didn't overindulge in mead?
St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland, but he never drove drunk, Jerry.
He got the snakes drunk and sent them out of Ireland, huh? All right.
And they came over here and caused problems on the sidelines of the parade.
Right.
But
Go ahead.
well, Jerry, I got in a debate with some people a couple of years ago about all the drunkenness around St. Patrick's Day, and I was explaining how the Irish community, it's not from the Irish community, it's not from the Irish organizations, that the groups in the parade they work so hard to put on a dignified parade. They have all these other activities that are really appropriate, and just a few scoundrels on the sidelines with their, drunkenness ruin it, and the media gives them all the attention.
Yeah, I would say the New York parade and the Cleveland parade are probably the two most organized parades in America today. They really are. They're well put together. A lot of safeguards to prevent just what you're talking about.
But I was telling you, 2 years ago, my mom was in a nursing home on St. Patrick's Day, and after the parade, I went to visit her, and there were some very young Irish dancers. I think they were from Lenahan dancers. They came in to entertain the people at the nursing home on St. Patrick's Day. And I thought to myself, this is what gives meaning to St. Patrick's Day. People exhibiting the pride in their culture, demonstrating their culture, sharing it with other people, engaging in community service. The finest traditions of Irish culture and St. Patrick's Day were represented by those young dancers. And then I met Bill Riley in New York, who started the Sober St. Patrick's Day. And he goes, Jack, why don't you start one of these in Cleveland? And I said, okay, I will. It just makes too much sense. And it gives not just people in recovery, not just people who are pioneers, not just people who don't want to drink for health reasons, but families with young children that don't want to be around binge drinking. Something to do on St. Patrick's Day that honors their culture in an appropriate way. So that's why we have Sober St. Patrick's Day at Ahern's Banquet Center, March 17th. If you're working that day, we start at 5 o'clock, come right after work. If you're at the parade, we start at 5 o'clock, come right after the parade. If you got to work the
Food, great.
We got catering by Ahern's Banquet Center. They do a great job. Ample food. You get a good fill.
And some entertainment.
We have great entertainment. Mary Agnes Kennedy with the Irish ballads.
Mary Agnes.
Patrick Kilroy on the bagpipes. We got Brian Bigley and Fear Gale with Brian Holleran and Rory Hurley. I would say the best traditional Irish music in Cleveland will be at Sober St. Patrick's Day.
Alone, Jack.
And then we have the Clash of the Tartans, an all-women Celtic group of classically trained musicians that in March.
Who are they? I just saw something about them. Who are they?
There are 5 classically trained musicians who play Irish music, and they get together in March and play Irish music. So we'll let you know how they are.
Great.
And we have the Burke Irish Dancers, and my friend John Michael Reagan of the Irish Rodeo Clowns is coming in to be the MC.
The original Flanagan Waker.
That's right. So there'll be something for everybody, and it's going to be fun. We have a kids area with supervised kids activities.
What's nice about
We'll
this,
have the
Jack?
St. Ignatius circus performers doing some juggling for the kids.
Well, I think what's great about it is that you can have fun without getting blasted out of your mind.
Oh, we'll have so much fun you don't need alcohol.
There you go.
And it's $15 for adults, $10 for seniors and students. Kids 10 and under are free.
Was last year the first year you had it?
Last year was the first year, and we sold out in advance.
And it's going to do the same thing this year. As it is in New York, I see it sold out already. They have 1,000 people coming to it. So you'll have what, 500?
Well, I hope so.
Oh, great. That's great, Jack. 10:55 here on the Irish Show. That none of us like, but what can you do? What can we do about it? I'm expecting some words of wisdom from Jack now. You can contact.
Well, Jerry, if you think back about the big Irish events in Cleveland over the last 6 months, you had the Mayo Convention, you had the International Law Business Conference,
Yeah,
you had the Johnny Kilbane statue, you had the Walks of Life,
Yeah.
you had the Benefit for the Rise Foundation,
Yes.
you had the Gaelic Athletic Association
Right.
National Tournament,
A couple years.
and all these things define who we are,
Yeah.
and all the community service that these dance schools are doing, and then we get relegated to a T-shirt.
But I ignore it.
You know,
Jack. I just ignore it. I pay no
with a
attention to
stereotype.
it. I don't buy it. I don't care what they do.
But
People
you know-
want to find all kinds of ways to make money, and usually when you fight back too much, if you ignore it, usually it goes away. A lot of this stuff.
But what we're doing at Sober St. Patrick's Day is doing by example. We're
Well, that's
putting
good.
on
That's
a
great.
show that shows, we're not about alcohol. We're about the best things of Irish culture. We're about family. We're about, honoring the day of our patron saint in an appropriate community and family way with Irish music and dance.
It's great, Jack. Kilroy, your great event coming up. I'm so
News
glad
Radio.
you started that here in Cleveland a couple of years ago, and
Yes.
it's going to grow every year.
March 17th at 5 o'clock. And Steve Holland
Okay.
won a pair of tickets.
Steve Holland, congratulations.
I'll
Steve.
email those out to you, Steve.
Okay, now.
Yeah.